In this video I want to talk about a subject that a few people are going through right now, and I've been through as well in my life. It's the fiery trials of life. So I'm looking at 1 Peter 4:12 and 13. Dear friends, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come on you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice that you share in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed at the revelation of his glory. At times throughout our lives we will have to experience and endure the fiery trials of life, and as the title suggests, fire, these trials are painful and real, and they do afflict us. These trials are hard and very testing. We need not to be taken by surprise and think to ourselves, what is happening to me? Why is this unusual trial? Why is these troubles, this sadness, this depression, this hardship, this financial pressure, these family problems, health problems, and so forth? Why has it come upon me? What have I done wrong? Have I offended God? Is he punishing me? Is he making me pay back for my past? You may think to yourself, why am I having all these troubles and other people seem to fall into such blessing? Things seem to go well for them. Financially they're okay, they have good health, they have friends and family, popular, in relationship, and everything seems to go well. Why has God singled me out for all this misery? These are the kind of things that I asked myself many years ago. Why has God singled me out for all this misery? It's like as if he had set me as a target just to practice shooting his arrows against me. And in Lamentations 3:12 it actually says, Jeremiah said, he drew his bow and made me the target for his arrows. And I felt like this about God in those earlier days. And I thought, why? Out of the hundreds of thousands of believers in the world, have you picked on me to endure, indeed 26 years of being single, when my whole being longed for companionship, just to have someone to be close to, let alone a relationship? And of course I look back now and I have no regrets of my age, when God provided me a dear wife and now 2 children. The Lord was wanting to give me something greater, a greater blessing than other people have received, because I endured for many years, and in faith, without giving up nor turning my back on Jesus during my lowest times. And for you, my friends, listen to this. I want you to be encouraged that when tough times come, and trials and weary times, and they seem to go on relentlessly, month after month and year after year, it tires you and it drags you down, I want you to know that God our Father has a great blessing for you, a greater blessing for you than many others who do not have the gift to be able to endure hardship for such a long time and not give up. The first thing to learn and accept is this, that we are not to be surprised or taken back, wonder what on earth is going on. What is this strange thing happening to me? We don't have to be like that. God does not want us to be taken by surprise. He wants us to be aware, alert, and to know that through the most awful time of darkness, fire and pressure, he is preparing you for a far greater and exceeding a wonderful blessing. And the first starts with the God's glory and presence, and then the overflowing blessings which you have been longing and praying for. But the greatest blessing is the fuller glory and presence of God in our lives, the deeper closeness and knowledge of him, understanding, the fullness of his love, something very special that only comes through a long time, perhaps, of really fiery tests. The verse goes on to say, rejoice, which can be very hard in the most darkest times of your life, yet we are asked to rejoice. And through this we shall experience more of God's glory, his amazing brightness, His deep love, boundless peace and comfort. And we know from Scripture that praise is a powerful weapon against the enemy and a wonderful healing for us. Our suffering can be in the form of persecution or just personal trials. Whatever it may be, they are painful to us, and we're told that we are sharing in the sufferings in Christ for our toughest times. But the verse also says that overjoyed, and after the trial and also during it, we will be overwhelmed by the wonder of God's presence, His comfort. And you may not feel that at the moment, but the time will come when you will experience being overjoyed. And oftentimes during my most distressed times, I've known the peace and love and kindness of God far above other times. Some people seem to suffer much more than others, and I don't know why. Why, Lord? Why is this person suffering so much? But I do know that the greater will be the reward from God alone for that person. And for you, if you're that person going through such, you will rank with those worthy of a great reward. I've never enjoyed a fiery trial, but I've always been greatly blessed by them. And may you know the great love and peace of God during your darkest hour. God is with you, and He wants to do wonderful things for you. And if you're going through that tough time right now, I wish I could take it away for you in some respect, but I can't. You have to go through it with the Lord. And when you're going through this trouble, this severe trial, also check things out for yourself. Because sometimes it's not simply by prayer and endurance that the answer of deliverance comes. It may be that you need counselling. It may be that you need some simple medications to help you. God has given us these things. He's also given us wisdom, that it's not all about simply enduring and putting up with it. Sometimes He gives us the ability to know and to discern that we need to do something about it. If I'm praying for the Lord to deliver me from this headache I'm fed up having day after day, and if I don't take any paracetamols for them, the chances are the Lord's not going to heal me. And I'm trying to say is, some of the things we're going through, fiery trials in our life, whilst it will work for our good, and whilst we'll know the wonder of the Lord, sometimes we have to think to ourselves, this is going on so long, do I actually need to do something about it? Is there something I can do to help me get through this? If I'm depressed, praying about it and praising God is a wonderful thing, and it will be blessed for it. But it's not necessarily going to cure you from your depression. Sometimes you need to be proactive and think, well, actually, I need to get something for this, to get myself back to normal, to get myself back to a normal human being state. And then I can see things more clearly, because my mind and my emotions, my whole body will be back in an even balance. So just a few thoughts in the fiery trial. And it may be your fiery trial just is a fiery trial, and there's nothing you can do about it but wait. But if it's maybe illness, if it's maybe depression, emotional pain, certain problems to deal with, sometimes we have to do something ourselves. Perhaps somebody else might suggest it to you. Perhaps you'll just have a word from the Lord. But when you do, and if you do, then act on it, because maybe that will be the source of your healing for all your problems. Some kind of medication just to help you. The Lord does do miracles, but He's not always going to do it when He says, I've given you the resources around you to help. So I hope this helps you. God bless you.